Dumelang baeso, ke Kamvam Vakate from Kamvam Vakate Maths and Science Consultancy. Ke tshwaretse plaka tse monate hape. Today we are doing trigonometry. We are answering a question from a previous question paper ya November 2023 e setweng kae Gauteng. Hahle re qale. Now let's see what we have for 5.1. If 3 sin beta equals to 2 and cos of beta is less than 0, determine with the aid of a diagram and without the use of a calculator the value of 5.1.1 3 cos squared beta minus 1. So what is the first thing that we need to do there? We need to represent sin beta in the form of a fraction is equal to a fraction. Yeah. So now what do we have there? We have 3 sine beta, which is equal to 2. And then what do we do from here? We divide both sides by what? We divide both sides by 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. This cancels that. Sine of beta is going to be equal to 2 over 3. But what do we see there? We've got a restriction there. The restriction is what? Is that cos of beta is less than what? Is less than 0. So where are we going? We are going to look for a quadrant where sine beta is what? Is positive. Because this means what? This means this is what? This is positive. We are going to look for where sine beta is positive and cos of beta is what? Cos of beta is negative. So that will be quadrant number 2. So we are going to draw our right angled triangle in quadrant number 2, because this side we know that sine is positive, but sine beta is positive, but cos is what? Cos is negative. So we're going to have what? We're going to have beta there as our angle, and then we have what? It's opposite over hypotenuse from so ka toi. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite we have what? We have 2, and then hypotenuse there we've got what? We've got 3. So we need to look for this side x. We need to look for this side. So because this is a right angle triangle, we're going to make use of what? Of Pythagoras theorem. How is the Pythagoras theorem here? Pythagoras theorem x squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. Is 3 squared, and then we don't have this, we're looking for it. Y is how much? Y is 2 squared. 3 squared is going to give us 9, and then we're going to have what? X squared, and then plus what? 4 2 squared is 4. We transpose this. That other side is going to be 9 minus 4 is equal to x squared. 9 minus 4 is how much? It's 5 x squared. And what do we do from here? Introduce square root on both sides, plus or minus. This cancels that. So x there is going to be equal to positive the square root of 5, or x is equal to the negative square root of 5. So in this case, what is going to happen is we are going to check which side is our x value. The x value is on the left hand side of on the Cartesian plane. So this side we know that our x values are what? Are negative. The x values this side are positive. So we're going to have what? The negative the square root of negative the square root of negative the square root of 5. Now from there we can start doing what? We can start answering our question, which is 5.1.1. So with 5.1.1, what do we have? 5.1.1, with 5.1.1, we have 3 cos squared what beta minus what minus 1. Now we're going to have what now this is going to be equal to 3. What is cos? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent to this angle is negative root 5 over what? Over 3. All squared minus what? Minus 1. So this is going to be what? This is going to be 3 into, this is going to give us positive 5 over what? Over 9. Because here it's, this square is going to come here, this square is going to come here. 3 squared is how much? It's 9. So the square is going to cancel the square root. But we know once we have what? This squared and a negative number, we're going to have what? A positive number. A negative number inside the bracket squared gives us what? A positive number. For example, what I'm saying is we can have what? Negative 2 as what to call negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared is negative inside the bracket. So it's going to be what? It's going to be positive. The same as negative root of 5 squared. This is going to give us what? Positive 5. And then it says minus what? Minus 1. So we're going to have what there? 15 over what? Over 9 minus 1. And then we're going to say what? This multiplied by 9. This is going to be 15 over 9 minus 9 over 9. So 1, I represent 1 in terms of 9 over 9. So this is going to be 15 minus 9 over 9. The answer is going to be what? Our answer is 15 minus 9 is going to be 6. 6 over. So 6 over 9 is going to be 2 over 3. So that was what? That was 5.1.1. So let us move to 5.1.2. 5.1.2. 5.1.2, we've got tan of negative beta minus 180 degrees. So what we can do here is that we can simply add 360 here. So this is going to be tan of negative beta minus 180 degrees plus 360 degrees. So this is going to be equal to tan of 360 minus 180 is going to be 180 degrees minus what? Minus beta. So we can take it from there and say 180 minus, which quadrant is 180 minus? 180 minus is quadrant number 2. How is tan in quadrant number 2? Tan is going to be negative. It's going to be negative tan. It's going to be negative tan beta. Now, negative, what is tan beta? We go to our diagram, TOA, opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. This is going to be 2 over negative what? Root 5. 2 over negative root 5. And negative is going to give us positive 2 over root what? Root 5. But we know that mathematics does not allow us to have what? A denominator that is a Z. So we're going to rationalize. Then we're rationalizing, we say root 5 over root 5. Because this is the same as multiplying by 1. Root 5 over 5 is 1. 2 over 5 multiplied by 1 is still 2 over root 5 multiplied by 1 is still that. So we say this multiplied by that. This is going to give us 2 root 5 over, when we multiply the 2, we keep that. This is going to be our final answer for 5.1.5.1.2. Now let's look at 5.5.2. Or before we go to 5.2, good people, let's see another option for doing 5.1.2. Another option is that we can take out negative as a common factor. There we can have tan of, and you see negative outside. When you take negative outside, the sign of the things that we have inside are going to change. Now it's going to be 180 degrees plus mang plus beta. And tan of a negative angle is negative. Now we're going to have negative tan of what? 180 degrees plus mang plus beta. 180 plus beta ke quadrant number mang. Which quadrant is that? Ke quadrant number 3. Tan is one, positive. Now we have negative tan mang, negative tan beta. Now we want negative into what? Tan beta is what? To opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. This is going to be 2 over negative root 5. Negative and negative is going to be positive. Now we have 2 over root 5, and then from here we rationalize root 5 over root 5. This is going to be 2 root 5 over 5. This is another way in which you can do 5.1, 5.1.2. Right, numbers. Good. Ke tsona ntho tsa rona tsa 5.5.1. Now, how we have 5.2. 5.2. Let's see how we can do 5.5.2. 5.2 says, given what? Given t cos what? Cos 15 degrees is equal to 4. Determine the following in terms of t without the use of a calculator. Now, we first need to represent this cos in terms of a fraction. We don't need to have that coefficient there. So it's going to be cos of 15 degrees is equals to 4 over t. Meaning we divide both sides, we divide both sides, we divide here, t, we divide more t, t is going to cancel t there. So the diagram that we're going to draw is going to be simple because the angle that we have more is 15 degrees. 15 degrees is in quadrant number 1 because monarally 0, 90 degrees, 180, 270 slash 360. So 15 is between 0 and 90. So we are going to draw it here. And then the remainder is 15 degrees. Now, what is cos? Again, zero so ka twa. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is going to be 4. And here we're going to have what? We are going to have t. So tlamehile re batle eng? Tlamehile re batle y. Re sebedisa eng? Pythagoras. So re tlo bana le r squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. So r ke eng? T squared is equals to x ke bokae? Ke 4 squared plus y squared. So t squared is equals to 16 plus y squared. Transpose that, it will be t squared minus 16 is equal to what? Is equal to y squared. So we introduce what? Square root on both sides. When it will be plus or minus Now y is going to be equal to plus or minus the square root of t squared minus 16. So y ka kae e ka hodimo ka mona. So y tlo ba jwang? E tlo ba positive. So we're going to have positive the square root of t squared minus 16. No. Right, bon. Are hona jwale ra rabe dipotso tsa rona. So potso ya rona e re mona e re sine of 15 degrees 5.2.1 e re sine of 15 degrees sine of 15 degrees sine of 15 degrees 15 again kana re sine opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite we have that it over the square root of how much t squared minus 16 all over what hypotenuse, which is going to equal, it's going to be t. Okay, the one at 5.1.2.2 we have a sine of what? Sine of 75 degrees. Okay, so with that if again good people you are given what an angle like this one, please complete the triangle there. Sum of angles of a triangle, these are 180. So we're looking for that angle. Now it's gonna be 180 minus 15 minus 90. Now that is what here, that is 75 degrees over there. That one. So I want to sine 75 degrees. Now if I sine again opposite over hypotenuse, opposite to 75 it's 4, hypotenuse is still t. So our answer for this one is going to be 4 over what? 4 over t. 5.2.3 more noting so about 1 minus tan squared 15 degrees. Again, so I share about 1 minus tan again to 1. It's what? It's opposite over adjacent. So it's gonna be the root of t squared minus 16 all over 4 squared. All squared. So more banally 1 minus 2 in itamona squared sin astamona squared sin astamona. So squared says to cancel and 2 more banally t squared minus 16 over what? Over 16. Because 4 squared you don't give kind key 16. Again. So now what can we have here? One let's say minus minus keep t squared t squared minus 16 it's all over 16 it's all over 16. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Now what we can do, we can have difference of 2 squares there, but if we do like that, now if we look it like this, now we can have what? We can just say the LCD here is what? The LCD here is equal to how much? Is 16. The LCD is 16. So we're gonna multiply throughout there by the LCD and we divide everything up by the LCD. LCD by 16. So it over man, when we multiply here 16, it over 16. When we multiply here it over negative, we multiply ka 16, it over 16 auto cancel 16, then we're going to be left with t squared, and then it's gonna be minus what?
Also is gonna cancel that. Now gonna have what? Positive what? 16. Negative and negative will give us what? Positive 16. So now 16 plus 16 eba kae? 16 plus 16 eba 32 minus t squared all over 16. All over 16. Alternatively, from this step over here, sin, what we can do from there, we can just what to call represent this one, 16 over 16. So if we have that as 16 over 16 minus what? Minus what to call t squared minus what? Minus 16 over what? Over 16. Right? Ito ba ntwe. So mona na dintho di etsang denominator di a tshwana, so di tshwana ntho ena ba ka eba 16. We just work out those. Eba ka eba 16, negative I kena ka mo eba minus t squared, negative I kena ka mane ba eba plus 16. So eba into 16 plus 16, 32 minus t squared all over 16. That's how you can also work this part out. Good. Now let us go to the next question. The next question is what? The next question is simplify. What do we have there? Simplify the following to a single trigonometric function without the use of a calculator. What do we have? We have cos of 90 degrees minus alpha multiplied by sine of negative alpha minus 540 degrees all over tan of 225 degrees plus sine alpha multiplied by sine 180 degrees plus alpha. So 90 minus ke quadrant number 1. Cos e jwang ka mo? Cos e positive, but because of 90 ya chincha re etsa sine what? Sine alpha. With this one here, what we do is we're going to add 360 there, because 540 is way less than 0. So to a negative alpha minus 540 degrees. Now 540 negative 540 plus 360 is how much? Is negative 180. And then we add another 360 there. It gives us what? It gives us 1. So it's going to be plus 360 degrees plus 360 degrees, which is what? Which is 720 all over 10. Now we need to represent this in terms of reduction formulas and an acute angle. So this is going to be 180 degrees plus what? Plus 45 degrees, because 180 is a reduction formula. 40 plus 45 it still gives us what? 225. Plus what? Plus sine alpha multiply 180 plus ke quadrant number mang? Ke quadrant number 3. E jwang ka mono? Sine table jwang? Table negative. So we're going to have negative sine alpha. Re khutlile ka kae? Ka hodimo ka bana. Re bena le sine alpha sine this re fa kae? 180 degrees minus alpha. Ke kae yo? Ke negative yani negative 540 negative 540 plus 360 plus 360. 180. So it's going to be 180 minus alpha. Then all over 180 plus ke quadrant number 3 tan is one kamo positive. Have another tan of 45 degrees plus okay, this is not supposed to be, okay, let me open just the bracket and say this is going to be negative sine multiplied by positive sine multiplied by that is going to be negative sine squared alpha, negative sine squared alpha. And then sine alpha, and then what, sine alpha 180 minus quadrant number 2. How is sine? Sine is positive, then we're going to have sine alpha all over tan 45 is a what? It's a special angle. How much is tan 45? Tan 45 is equals to 1. So we're going to have 1 minus sine squared alpha. There we're going to have what? Sine squared alpha over. Now, if we take a look at this, we know this is what? This is an identity. This is an identity, and then that is going to be what? That is going to be cos squared alpha. Because cos squared alpha is equals to 1 minus sine squared alpha. So this is going to give us what? This is going to give us tan squared alpha. So we managed to do what? To simplify this one, 5.5.3. Five numbers. Good. Now let's look at 5.5 what? 5.5.4. Now 5.4 is 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sine squared theta. Then 2 sine squared theta. Now what we need to do is what? We need to represent this in terms of what? In terms of cos. Because you can see we have cos there. Ne? So you can just say, oh, let us start by transposing the 2. Now it's going to be 0 is equal to 2 sine squared theta plus cos theta minus 1. So this side is still 0. We can change this because we've got an identity. That is an identity. It's going to be what? It's going to be 1 minus cos squared what? 1 minus cos squared theta plus cos theta minus 1. So this is going to be, we distribute 2 minus 2 cos squared theta plus cos theta minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is going to be 1. So writing this in standard form, negative 2 cos squared theta plus cos theta 2 minus 1 plus 1. And then what we can do, multiply throughout by what? By negative 1, or divide throughout by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. So 0 is going to be what? 2 cos squared theta minus cos theta minus 1. Good. So writing this in a more the form that we are used to, this is the same as 2 cos squared theta minus cos theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So this 0, I'm just putting it on that other side. Now doing this, this is what? This is a quadratic form. This is a quadratic form. So we open 2 brackets, we factorize, we have 2 cos theta. Here we're going to have what? Cos theta. So the factors of 1 is just 1 and 1. So we are going to make this one to be negative, and this one is going to be positive. Why this one negative? Because 2 times that is going to be negative 2 cos theta minus this. So what we want to get there, we want to get this. So this is going to be, if we multiply it like that, we're going to have negative what? Negative 2 cos theta. If we multiply here, we have what? Cos theta. So negative 2, and that the answer is going to be negative cos theta, which is something we're looking for, which is that. Okay, so that was what? That was 5.4.1, 5.4.1, and then 5.4.2. They say hence determine, hence 5 point, hence determine the general solution of 2 cos theta plus 1 cos theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So solving this here, it's what? It's 2 cos theta plus 1 and cos theta minus 1 is equal to 0. This is going to be 2 cos theta plus 1 is equal to 0, or cos theta minus 1 is equal to 0. And then we transpose that. 2 cos theta is equal to negative 1, and then we divide both sides by 2. So cos theta is going to be equal to negative 1 over 2. And then for this one is going to be cos theta is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. So focusing on this one, we're going to have what? We're going to have theta is equal to arc cos 1 over 2, which is going to give us 60 degrees. This 60 degrees is going to be our reference what? Reference angle. It's going to be our reference angle. Then our cos is what? It's negative. It is negative in which quadrants? Quadrant number 2 and 3. Now for quadrant number 2, we are going to say theta is equals to 180 degrees minus the reference angle plus k 360 degrees. And then theta is going to be 180, it's going to be 120 degrees plus k 360 degrees. K is an element of what? K is an element of integers. It is also negative in which quadrant? Quadrant number 3. So for quadrant number 3, we say what? Theta is equal to 180 degrees plus the reference angle plus k 360 degrees. So theta is going to be equal to how much? 240 degrees plus k 360 degrees. K is an element of what? K is an element of integers. Right on. So now, inele site le fin leo. Inele site le fin leo. Inele site le la. Inele site le fin. Inele site le la negativement la negative 1 over 2. Now, we need to do this side. Le fin la cos theta equals to 1. Now, with that one, we can just say theta is going to be equal to arc cos what? 1. Theta is going to be equal to what? Shift arc cos 1 The answer is what? The answer is 0. Theta is equals to 0 degrees. This is going to be our reference what? Our reference angle. So this theta, it's positive. It is positive in quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 1, we just drop it like that. Eba quadrant number 1, theta is 0 plus k 360 degrees. And then we say k is an element of what? Of integers. Aya. Happy, cos a positive guy. Quadrant number 4. Quadrant number 4, theta to 360 degrees minus the reference angle plus k 360 degrees, and then theta to 360 degrees plus k 360, and then you say k is an element of what? It's an element of integers. So there we have our general what? Our general solutions. So all the questions take it in more. Kaofela tsona need counter 27 marks. That is it from my side. Thank you.